come in. Okay, back to school. Well, at finally the end of my week or 2 weeks recovery, which is why you want to look at it, meaning that it really was time for me to be heading back to school today, which I was nervous, but I was really excited about. And yeah, I was just nervous about seeing like how everyone would react. Since I've now been away for 2 whole weeks. Yeah, I knew things would be different when I went back to school, as I wouldn't be going out for playtime or break lunch, and instead I would actually have to spend it sitting in the reception, as obviously there's a quite high risk of me being knocked either in the ribs during play, or one of the kids walking into me or whatever, or balls being thrown, like we had like basketball courts and netball courts, like just in case the balls came over from that and were thrown too hard and hit me in the ear or whatever. Yeah, and things would be different, as I wouldn't be joining in PE for, well, the next 3 months, which pretty much was the rest of the time we had remaining at junior school. So it wasn't as though I was going to just be going back into school and everything was going to be normal, or as it was before. And obviously when I'd left, I'd added a little ear, now I've gone back with a big ear, so yeah. When I left, and yeah, I knew it wasn't going to be the same as when I left, because to think that I knew would just be silly. As I knew it wasn't, but I hope things would still go well and that'd be alright for me. I also hope that I'd be able to settle back in again. I suppose in a way, pretending that like nothing had happened, even though it had, if that makes any sense. Yeah, things actually went really well, and it wasn't really anything for me to worry about. I've taken in through the reception in the morning rather than going like to the back playground, so I could avoid like all the crowds of everyone in the playground and kids all trying to get through one door, because we only had one door for the whole school to get in. Well, technically, was it 1 or 2? I don't know, but there's like 1 or 2 doors for the whole school to get into. So yeah, obviously there's a lot of kids pushing and shoving to get in and that sort of thing. So yeah, it made things easier for me to go in through the reception and just cut all that. Plus it meant I got to classes earlier, and none of the others in my class could actually figure out how I managed to do that. And to be honest, my class didn't actually really treat me any different from what they had when I first left, going to hospital 2 weeks ago, which was obviously a great start. My friends in the class, such as Daniel, knew why I'd been away, and obviously so did my teachers. Obviously my class teacher, who said how it was nice to have me back again, which was obviously quite sweet of him to say. Obviously I'd missed quite a bit of work while I'd been off, so I knew I had a lot of catching up to do in lessons, which wasn't actually too bad, to be honest, you know, and I was prepared for that anyway. But however, something that did upset me a bit was the fact that every year the Year 6s do a leavers play that everyone in the year group has to be a part of, and like perform to the rest of the school and to parents and the community and that. But sadly, due to me being off, I missed out on getting my part. But luckily all was quickly resolved. Mrs. Murphy, one of our class LSAs, said that I could prompt people, like if they forgot their lines or something like that, so that I'd be on hand to whisper or shout out whatever the word was they'd missed from around the corner. So yeah, they remember what their lines were. Yeah, and what they're meant to be doing. Yeah, and I'd be allowed to take part in the group songs, like the whole year group had to sing, so that was right. Mrs. Murphy would do the prompting while I was doing the singing, which all sounded great, and I was told I'd be given everyone's script on the day, which was fine by me. Over the next few weeks, I did start getting bored sitting in reception on my own for all of my break and lunch times, although I was told that one of my friends could come sit with me, but they never really wanted to sit in reception with me for all of break and lunch, let alone just one of them. So if I'm lucky, someone might come and sit with me for about 5 minutes or so, then go off to play in the playground, like with obviously everyone else. So it did get a little bit lonely, really, after break and lunch time, which I know that sounds familiar from one of my other vlogs, but never mind. Yeah, after last week, the Year 6 quickly came around. We're starting to set our SATs exams, so that our secondary school could like know what levels we was at. And so also like in the UK, for some reason it seems to be tradition. I don't know if it is anywhere else, but I know it definitely is here in the UK. But everyone likes to sign your school shirt with messages and that, like when you're leaving sort of thing. Like only in year 6 you don't do it if someone's leaving any other time, but yeah. We were actually supposed to take in a spare top to change into once everyone had written on our shirts. But the school didn't want me to do this. They were worried about the risk of me knocking my ear or ribs or whatever. So obviously they didn't want to be responsible in case something did happen. So, oh hello, what have I done? Yeah, so they allowed me to keep my signed shirt on for the day, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I just had to put my cardigan over it, but it's fine. We also did weird little things such as putting tents up in groups. I don't know what that was all about, but hey, it got us out of our timetable, so that's right. And our leavers play had finally arrived, which we had to perform, like I say, to our parents and anyone in the community and the rest of the school. Yeah, we had to gather in one of the classrooms and wait till we were called to the stage. So I explained how I was supposed to be prompted and that but I told that someone would come and get me when they were ready for me, but no one actually did. So the only part I ended up doing was just singing in the whole year songs that we had to do, which I wish I had been able to have taken that part, whether it's just a small one. But oh well, life goes on. Not quite shy at junior school anyway because of like all the bullying and that, so I wasn't that bothered, to be honest. Also near the end of year 6, this is always there's always week's residential trip where you go away for the week with the year group and to do like various activities and that, but I opted out of going as I didn't have many friends now and I didn't like the idea of going and the possibility of getting bullied whilst I was away, and also it didn't really appeal to me. The other reason I didn't want to go because a lot of it was sporting activities and I knew I couldn't take part in them, and I just thought, well, what's the point if I can't take part in those and I'm just going to be sitting around, so yeah. So that just meant I had to go to school for that week. With hardly any of the year group being in, which sucked a bit, but hey, I thought I decided not to go and actually it wasn't actually too bad. So yeah, and I'll see you in my next vlog, which should be up soon. So I'll see you then. Bye!